Here's the top Dallas, Texas suburbs you can afford to live in based on your salary. Let's start with $4,166 per month or $50,000 per year. Number one is Tillage Farms in Princeton, Texas. Homes are starting at $199,000. Let's factor in 7% interest rate and include a 2.1 buy down. So that means a monthly payment on the house with 10% down at 7% with a 2.1 buy down would be as follows. In year one, your payment would be around $1,158 per month. Year two, $1,270 per month. Year three, $1,388 per month. The monthly income required to afford at 30% is around $4,600. That means your annual salary would need to be around $55,000 to afford this home. Number two is Bridgewater in Princeton, Texas. Homes are starting at $230,000. If we factor in 7% interest rate with a 2.1 buy down, year one, we're looking at $1,328. Year two, $1,458. And year three, $1,594. The monthly income required to afford this property at 30% would be about $5,313, meaning you would need to make about $63,756 per year. Now moving on, if your salary is between $80,000 to $100,000 per year. Now this is going to be a pretty diverse bracket, and keep in mind that almost every city mentioned will have options available at almost every price point. But these are the two cities where you will have the easiest time finding something within budget. Number one is Garland. Population around 248,822. Median home price is around $310,000. The monthly payment on a house with 10% down at 7% interest rate would be around $2,152. Monthly income required to afford at 30% of your income would be around $7,173. New construction homes for sale in the current market is about 38. This means you need to earn about $86,000 to live in Garland. Now Garland has one of the lowest median home prices in Dallas, and there are options that are still in the 100,000s. They will be older homes since Garland is almost completely filled out, but this is a great spot to find a more affordable home. Number two is Princeton. Princeton has a population of 26,914. The median home price is around $330,000. Monthly payment on the house with 10% down at 7% interest rate is around $2,200. Monthly income required to afford at 30% of your income is around $7,636. New construction homes for sale is about 181. This means you'd need to earn about $91,632 per year. Now, Princeton also has one of the lowest median home prices and has lots of new construction properties hitting the market. This town is expanding fast, and master plan communities such as Bridgewater that has homes starting in the low 200s are paving the way for massive growth in the next decade. And of course, we've already toured these areas, so it will be very easy for you to check them out on these videos that are coming up, where you can get the full story on Princeton and Bridgewater. Number three is Forney, Texas, a population of 35,498. The median home price is around $331,937. The monthly payment on a house with 10% down at 7% is around $2,200. Monthly income required to afford at 30% would be $7,653. New construction homes for sale around 302, meaning you need an income around $91,836 per year to afford a home in Forney, Texas. And Forney is another suburb that is rapidly expanding. Just take a look at how many new construction properties are popping up and you'll see what I mean. And of course, you can check out the full Forney tour if you want to know a little bit more about that area. Hey, it's Levi here. And if you're thinking about moving to the Dallas, Texas area or the surrounding suburbs, go ahead and subscribe below so you can be the first to learn about the current market here in Dallas, Texas. And Travis and I just love helping people just like you make their move here. So whether that's 9 days or 9 months, feel free to reach out. All of our contact information is below. We'd be happy to help you make a smooth move to Dallas. Now, if you're earning between $100,000 to $125,000 per year, more options are coming onto the table. Number one is Anna, Texas. Population around 23,960. Median home price around $367,750. Monthly payment on the house with 10% down at 7% is around $2,541. Monthly income required to afford at 30% of your income would be $8,470. New construction homes for sale right now around 108, meaning you need an income of around $101,640 per year to afford a home in Anna, Texas. And Anna is truly a testament just how far the Dallas Metroplex growth can reach. The suburb is almost an hour away from Dallas proper, but still has new construction communities popping up left and right. Because it is so far away from some of the major cities in Dallas, you can find more affordable housing up here. But if you see yourself in a home that might cost a little bit more, this is a great place for that as well. And of course, if you want to know all about Anna, Texas, you can check out our full community tour that we did on Anna so you can get a better idea of what properties and the community looks like there. Next on that list would be Lavon. Population around 7,198 people. Median home price is around $383,000. $100,000. Monthly payment on the house with 10% down at 7% would be around $2,643. Monthly income required to afford at 30% would be $8,810. New construction homes for sale is around 90, and you need about $105,720 per year to afford to live in Lavon. And of course, if you want to dive a little bit deeper into Lavon, we've created a video about that as well. There isn't much to do in Lavon yet, but with new communities like Lavon coming soon and the easy access to the Lavon Lake, that won't last too long. Next on the list is Wiley. Wiley has a population of 60,923 people. Median home value price around $420,000. Monthly payment on a house with 10% down at 7% would be around $2,893. Monthly income required to afford at 30% would be around $9,643. New construction homes for sale around 90. That means you need an income of around $115,716 per year to afford to live in Wiley. Wiley is another lakeside suburb and is a little larger than Lavon and has a few more things to do. You can also find several new construction communities here, and so if you're looking for a new build, make sure to check out this city. It's a little closer to the Dallas proper, and you won't have as far of a drive from major cities and other lakeside suburbs. And of course, if you want to know a little bit more about Wiley, we've also vlogged that tour as well, so you can get a better idea of the community. And if you want to be a little bit closer to Dallas, you have Richardson. Richardson has a population of 122,615. Median home price is around $422,500. Monthly payment on a house with 10% down at 7% would be $2,909. Monthly income required to afford at 30% would be $9,696. New construction homes for sale is only about 15, not a large new construction community. That means you need an income of around $116,352 per year. Now, Richardson has a similar story to Allen. This suburb is almost completely built out now, so new construction opportunities will be few and far between, but if you want a nice suburban living experience, this is a great spot with close proximity to some major cities, especially Dallas. And of course, if you want to learn a little bit more about Richardson, we have a full vlog tour on Richardson as well. Now let's step up if you're between $125,000 to $150,000 per year. You have Melissa. Melissa has a population of 20,359 people. The median home value price is around $464,187. Monthly payment on a house with 10% down at 7% is going to be around $3,190. Monthly income required at 30% is around $10,633. New construction homes for sale around 95. That means you need an income of around $127,596 per year to live in Melissa. And Melissa is another suburb of Dallas that's a little farther north than the others, but just like Anna, there is a lot of growth happening here and new construction opportunities are very abundant. Next up is McKinney, which is one of the larger suburbs in North Dallas with a population of just over 200,000. All that size isn't stopping the growth here, however, as new construction homes are springing up everywhere in this community. The median home price is around $489,250. Monthly payment on a house with 10% down at 7% would be around $3,359. Monthly income required to afford at 30% would be around $11,196. New construction homes for sale around 124. That means you need an income of around $134,352 per year to live in McKinney. Now let's talk about Plano, which is a little bit older and more built out than some of the other suburbs, but it really is divided into East Plano and West Plano. You can find more affordable homes in East Plano, although they might be a little older, but West Plano will have slightly newer and pricier homes. Population of Plano is around 292,000 people. Median home price around $489,000. Monthly payment on a house with 10% down at 7% is going to be around $3,360. Monthly income required to afford at 30% would be $11,200. New construction homes for sale around 17. You need about $134,400 per year to live in Plano. Next on the list is Allen, and Allen is another one of those suburbs that is pretty much completely built out, so finding new construction opportunities will be a little bit tougher. However, there are plenty of resale options here at a little higher price point compared to some of the more affordable areas of North Dallas. Allen has a population of 105,900 people. Median home price around $512,000. Monthly payment on a house with 10% down at 7% around $3,512. Monthly income required to afford at 30% $11,706. New construction homes for sale around 19. That means you need a salary of around $140,472 per year to afford to live in Allen. And of course, if you want to know a little bit more about Allen, Texas, we filmed a complete vlog tour of Allen, which should give you a good idea of the community and the homes for sale. Now we're moving up there between the $150,000 to $160,000 $175,000 salary range. Now moving on up in incomes brings us to Frisco, Texas, and Frisco is hot. This is another one of the largest suburbs, and it doesn't look like growth is slowing down at all. Despite having over 200,000 people, new construction communities are continuing to pop up with businesses moving here and to Plano, and you won't have to drive that far to get where you need to go. Median home price is around $605,525. Monthly payment with a house at 10% down at 7% is around $4,142. Monthly income required to afford at 30% would be around $13,806. New construction homes for sale around 79. That means you need an income of around $165,000 to afford to live in Frisco. And by the way, if you want to know everything you need to know about Frisco, Texas, make sure you check out our full community tour of Frisco. Next on the list is Salina. Salina is one of, if not the fastest growing suburb in all of North Dallas. What was once farmland just a few years ago has quickly developed into a popular suburb with new construction homes on pretty much every street. It has a population of around 35,000 people, median home price around $635,595, monthly payment on a house with 10% down at 7% around $4,343, monthly income required to afford at 30% is around $14,476, new construction homes for sale around 162, but to live in Salina you need a salary of around $173,712 per year. And of course, if you want to learn everything you need to know about Salina, Texas, make sure you check out our full community tour on Salina. You'll be glad you did. Now we're moving up into the big dog income brackets of $175,000 to $300,000. And these are the couple of the suburbs you can afford to live in if you have that type of salary. Number one is Prosper, Texas. Population around 38,840 people. Median home price around $797,000. Monthly payment on a house with 10% down at around 7% would be $5,433. Monthly income required to afford at 30% would be $18,110. New construction homes for sale around 104. That means you need a salary of around $217,320 per year to afford a home in Prosper, Texas. Prosper is also experiencing rapid growth that most of these North Dallas suburbs are seeing. You'll find big homes in unbelievable communities, so the price of admission into this suburb is going to be pretty high. And of course, if you want to learn everything you need to know about Prosper, Texas, check out our full community tour as well as many of the other community tours we've done throughout Prosper. Next on the list is going to be Lucas, Texas. Lucas is very much one of the most exclusive suburbs in North Dallas with a little over 8,000 people and a median home prices well into the $1 million. You'll have to be in a pretty high income bracket to score a home in Lucas. The exact median home price in Lucas is around $1,180,000. Monthly payment on a house with 10% down at 7% would be around $8,008. Monthly income required to afford at 30% would be $26,693. New construction homes for sale about 16. That means you need a salary of around $320,316 per year to be able to afford to live in Lucas. And of course, if you want to get to know Lucas a little bit better, make sure you check out our full video tour on Lucas so you can get to see around that area. But overall, this should give you a good overview. Of course, we didn't cover everything in here, but it should give you a good overview of, based on your salary range, what are some of the top suburbs in the North Dallas area that you could afford to live in. Of course, if you have any questions at all whatsoever, make sure you reach out and give us a call. We'd be happy to have a conversation with you about your current situation. Everybody's situation is completely individualized to them and their situation, so we need to be able to talk through that, see what's going to be the right move for you and your family, and which Dallas suburb could be right for you and your family. But in the meantime, if you want a really good overview of the top 7 suburbs, we've got a great video on that, or the top 6 underrated suburbs in all of North Dallas. You can check that out as well. That will give you a very extensive overview of the top 13 suburbs in the area, or you can go back to all the individualized videos that we've done specifically on those areas. Overall, we've got you covered on this channel. So again, any questions, reach out with the information below. And until next time, well, we hope to show you around town.